You mentioned that overhearing was one of the cool takeaways for the listener, and you had another takeaway. Can I convince you to go straight to that fourth topic right now?
Sure. The last one I mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Practice, practice, practice. You might be listening to me right now and thinking, oh, well, he just naturally has a baritone voice and, he's easy on the microphone or what have you. But I've been speaking on a microphone for 30 years. I mean, this is because of my experience in church. I've been recorded for ages. I've got not just CDs of me preaching. I've got cassette tapes of me preaching, which nobody wants to hear. Okay. I don't want to hear them. But that it represents decades of working and developing mic technique and knowing how to talk to other adults and talk to different audiences, sometimes just men or just women or just kids or whatever. You need practice, 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 practice. And then, podcasting's not one of those overnight success kind of things. Almost nobody gets lightning in a bottle. So if you want to make this a job, if you want to make this a hobby that you do for decades, you're going to have this long-term plan where you're going to keep honing your craft. You're going to keep working on all the little things, the technique and how to clean up your content, how to edit better, all the things that you might have as part of your podcasting experience. You need to keep working, keep practicing, and going back and listening to your old content. I do that every once in a while. Just pull up an episode from a year ago and listen to it and cringe because I know how much I've changed and how much I've learned, but I want to keep learning. And so I'm going to keep, consuming that knowledge. I listen to your show, even though I'm probably not your target demographic anymore, because you keep saying things that I hadn't thought of. And so I'm always wanting to learn. I never see myself as having already arrived. I want to keep collecting information and practicing.
One takeaway that I'm hearing from you on consistency, just putting in the time, putting the effort.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first and foremost, I'm just going to mention that I think of it as like when we go to the gym, we might start as strong. We might start as weak. We might start in the middle. And if we go once, whether or not we go for 5 minutes or 7 hours, all straight.
Yeah.
We don't change like overnight. That overnight success, it doesn't exist. It doesn't really happen. I mean,
no.
Going
back again and again and again. Yeah.
The more, like even the biggest of bodybuilders, even when they're taking like testosterone and whatever else they take, human growth hormone and all of that. Even the bodybuilders, like they're on stage after they've been putting in the work, like for 12 years, nonstop. They're working out for an hour or two, 5 to 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Always, whether they're sick or not, for 12 years. And that's when they look like that. And so it doesn't change. It never changes overnight. It changes over time. And you were talking about how the podcast is not an overnight success, and you got to be thinking about it a long-term plan. And I will mention two things that I'm thinking. Anybody who comes to my team, I have a company which serves podcasters called Grow Your Show. Anyone who comes to the team, I will make sure if they're joining us thinking that we're going to help them, I say, are you in this for the long haul? Like if you're launching a brand new podcast, the minimum amount of time that I'm willing to hear you say before I start working for you is that you'll do this at least 3 years. Now, I hope it goes way more. I mean, 10 years, 12 years, just like the bodybuilder, but it's a long-term plan. So if somebody's like, oh, I hope that in 3 months I'm making $1 million a month, I'm like, no. Like you go do something
works.
Different.
No.
But also
maybe if you were already a celebrity, if you were already
right,
famous,
that's true.
And could dump tens of thousands of dollars into it from the very first day, maybe. Yep. But no, that's for the other 99.9% of us, it's going to be a long time of working and honing your craft.
Yeah. The other point that I wanted to make, the thing that I was thinking about is just a couple of days ago, it was really recently, I saw somebody's Facebook post and they asked, how long did it take you to achieve your overnight success? And the answers were amazing, because it was like 3 years, 12 years, 20 years, 2 decades. And that's how long it took people to achieve an overnight success.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw any answers that were like 3 months. I don't think there was anything. It was, most of the stuff was 2 years or way more.